Hey guys, it's Stephen here. Welcome back to another episode of the Transfer Target powered by Snickers Protein. Snickers Protein are helping fans fall back in love with the game during this transfer window. And as ever, the Snickers Protein fan line is open. So if you want to get your questions answered by me, and be very quick because you're running out of chances because the deadline day is tomorrow, all you got to do is tweet at Stephen Kompany using the hashtag fanline, and I'll be answering your questions in these videos. Don't forget, by the way, you do consent to your name and comment appearing in these videos if you do send in a fan line hashtag tweet, basically. So I've got a few more things to go through today. A few of your comments have been sent in, and of course there's some news from around the world in Manchester City. But straight away, let's get into the first comment. And this comes from Dave Collaz, the Dave Collaz, a lovely bloke, saying quite simply, Messi hype train. Hashtag fanline. Now, basically what he's asking there is, I'm not sure if you followed during the summer, but I ran the hype training and basically kept us up to date with all the Messi goings on. And I'm not sure if you've actually seen the news over in Barcelona. And quite crazily, his contract has been leaked to the press, and Messi is allegedly absolutely fuming about it, threatening lawsuits and all the kind of stuff that you would associate with someone who's probably not very happy at a club, basically. And he apparently is blaming the board because they have access to it. So it looks like it's about to explode big time. And if there was any question marks about Messi leaving in the summer, they're getting smaller. They're genuinely getting smaller. So Dave, right now, the Messi hype train, mate. Well, I guess that hype train is currently being refurbished, you know. They're getting the hype train, they're greasing the wheels and all that kind of stuff, you know. They're basically getting ready for this hype train to set into gear. Right now, it's still in the station, but there is evidence there that the hype train isn't over yet, mate. So, yeah, I would give it about, what would I give it? I'd say the hype train is currently about 30%, I would say. 30% or something like that. I might change that. Depending on the newer updates. Thank you so much for the question, Dave. The next question comes from Kickback's Girl. Chat Brit says, Stephen, any info re City working on Haaland transfer in the summer? Hashtag fanline. Well, Kickback's Girl, no actual info though. I've seen plenty of journalists, absolutely loads of journalists. Nickers, you're slamming doors, by the way. Nickers over there, bless her. Bless her. I'm not sure if that was even loud, but when she's got earphones on, she can be very loud sometimes. Bless her, she's adorable though. She's making cookies. It's very sweet. Why are you making cookies when we got Snickers Protein Snickers Protein bars here?
Contain Snickers Protein.
Do they? I think they actually do. I think that's not a suggestion, by the way. Nicola just likes to experiment in the kitchen, you know? Anyway, back to the questions. Get back to it. I apologise for getting distracted by Nicola walking around in a Christmas pyjamas, nonetheless, as well. This is why I'm marrying her. Anyway, in terms of Haaland, I've seen loads of journalists, absolutely loads of journalists, suggesting that City are going to be very, very serious this summer. Our very own Sam Lee, of course, as well, the City correspondent, The Athletic, said that City are going to be very, very serious in their bids for a striker this summer. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be Haaland, but I'm pretty certain he's on a list titled Players to Get Going Forward in terms of scoring goals. It's probably a better title than that. It's probably just like striker options or something. That makes more sense. But either way, no specific news re Haaland, but I'm pretty certain City are interested in him, and we will start next season with a striker. Cheers for the question. On to the final one for today. This comes from MCFC Shark Team with all the shark emojis there and a picture of Ruben Diaz just a beautiful picture of Ruben Diaz as the profile picture. Fan line. Due to the circumstances, some players would have to be sold to sign off summer targets, it seems. Who would be sold? I'm not necessarily sure I fully agree with that, by the way. I'm not sure. Maybe someone will leave naturally, but I don't think someone has to be sold. Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe one person will have to go. It might be not necessarily sold. Some people might just go, unfortunately, and be released. Imagine, unfortunately, a worst-case scenario where Aguero goes and Fernandinho goes. All of a sudden, you've got two squad places right there, and then maybe Mendy goes. There's three, and we don't really need to sell anyone, so to speak. We've cleared up loads of wages, and we've got the squad places. So I think we'll try and move on someone like Mendy. I think even if it's a loan to, I don't know, Marseille or Monaco or Lyon or a French team or something like that. That's just a guess, by the way. There's no confirmed news about that. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did try and move on Mendy. And I think one of Aguero or Fernandinho will go on a free. I don't know who it's going to be. Hopefully neither of them. But I've got a feeling there's going to be some heartbreak at the end of the season, and it could be one of them. In terms of like random, unexpected sales, I can't see any of the defence going other than Mendy. I think Zinchenko might have even had a stay of execution, depending on the transfer targets at left back. He's in good form as well. And midfielders, I can't see any midfielders going as well. Rodri, maybe Fernandinho, as we touched a minute ago, but Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo, no. Mahrez is an outside bet for me, genuinely. I don't know, something about, if you've got Messi particularly, Mahrez might be like, well, I'm not going to play anymore because he's been playing the right wing. So, but other than that, I can't really see many outgoings. Maybe just a couple of frees and maybe Mendy. Maybe. We'll see, mate. Thank you so much for the questions, everyone. You've got 1 day left to get your transfer target questions in using the hashtag fanline at Steve McAnooney. And, of course, tomorrow I'll be live on Ball Street's Transfer Deadline Day show tomorrow from 7 p.m. I'm very, very excited about that. Don't forget to use the fan line as well. Hashtag, and you'll be getting your questions answered on that show. And I'll be on it. I can't wait. Looking forward to it loads. Right, let's move on to the rest of the news from the day. I've closed my notepad. Where's my notepad gone? Aguero, some good news on the Sergio Aguero front. Apparently, well, not apparently, he's tweeted this. I'm fully recovered from COVID-19. I was at the club gym today, and I'll soon be back training with my teammates. I can't wait. As usually scores. Wonderful stuff. Aguero is back in training. He's over COVID, and COVID's in the mud there. So basically, we've got Aguero back on the pitch, hopefully, potentially. It depends on his general fitness. It depends how his knee's holding up. But how nice would it be? How wonderful would it be to have an Aguero, a fully fit and firing Aguero for the end of the campaign? We don't know what his situation is going to be, and I'm still not optimistic, unfortunately. I'd love to be optimistic, because Aguero back, he'd be a massive boon to the squad, especially given, like, De Bruyne's injury and so on. But I'm not that confident, but to me, any bit of news at the moment any positive news is welcome at the moment. So Aguero's back, which is wonderful stuff. Fingers crossed we'll know a little bit more from Guardiola. I suspect he won't be involved against Burnley, by the way. Maybe after that, maybe it'll be a case where he trains for a week, and if he's fit still, maybe he'll be involved then. But I think Burnley might come too soon, personally, because he's not really trained much and so on. But who knows? Maybe I'm miles wrong. There's also a bit of news on Jayden Braaf. Now, this is genuinely happening. The Udinese manager, Gotti confirmed that Braaf has agreed a deal. He said Braaf is coming here, yes. I've seen some videos and his incredible skills. I like the idea that Udinese's manager sat there watching Jayden Braaf 2021 skills highlights HD 1080p stroke 4K best of Jayden Braaf insane skills and all that kind of stuff on YouTube. He definitely is. That's like, they scouted him via YouTube like the rest of them done. But either way, that's a very interesting thing. Now Ben Ransom. Over at Sky, holding Manchester City to ransom here with this headline, says apparently Udinese have got an option to buy for around 9 million with that loan, which is obviously a little bit alarming. But apparently City will then have, according to one person anyway, I can't remember who it was now, but I've read it, a counter source saying that if this happens and he does have the option to buy, City will have a buyback option after that as well. So it might not be the worst thing in the world, basically. Imagine a scenario where we sell him for 9 million, but we have an option to buy back for 30. So we only pay 20 million for an astonishing loan development. Put it that way. That's the way I see it. So if you have to pay 20 million to get a player who could be as good as you think could be, it's not that bad. It's almost like a loan, an advanced loan fee development. And I think, to be honest, if you could get paid 20 million to make a player worth 70 million, you'd be like, yeah, I'll take that. So it's not door closed, but it ain't great. But at the same time, there's hope there somewhere. So it's interesting. Either way, let's see how he gets on over in Italy. There's also a bit of news about Harwood-Bellis. Now, this has come from a few sources. One I particularly trust, a guy called Alan Nixon, who's a bit of a roving reporter, basically. And he was first tweeting about Harwood-Bellis going to Blackburn. And he seems to get these youth loan things right all the time, basically. He's very accurate with youth loans. He was the first to talk about, like Nemetcha when he was going Preston as well, Adebayo and all that kind of stuff. So he just has connections with, some of the League One and Championship clubs, so he tends to get ahead of the stories, I think. So either way, he said that Blackburn have seen a competition to get from Brentford to get the loan deal for Harwood-Bellis, which is interesting. Sam Lee as well has gone and confirmed it. But, I mean, this is interesting for me. Harwood-Bellis, it's a tough loan to get. The Championship is not an easy place to cut your teeth. In general, it isn't. But what I will say is that they did very good things for tossing Adebayo, of course, where Adebayo went from being kind of raw and underdeveloped after a loan spell still at West Brom, but became a man over at Blackburn Rovers. He became a Premier League level footballer. And to be honest, Adebayo, as I said, I would have kept him in Manchester City personally. So, just so distracting walking around in the background, bless her. But basically, it's a good job. She's so goddamn adorable, isn't it? And it's also, she pays the rent, so she can do. It's just funny. But Harwood-Bellis, basically, this is a good chance for him to make a name for himself. Hopefully, the loan goes well. I mean, I dread championship loans because so many loans end up in young players just sitting on the bench because the manager doesn't want to take any risk towards the end of the season. But according to some Blackburn fans, they need some centre backs, so this could be a chance for him. And he's certainly got the talent to make a name for himself potentially. He's no substitute for professional football. Of course, we've seen his ability, but he needs game time now somewhere to show just what he can do. If this loan went well, who knows what he could get after that? Who knows? But either way, fantastic player. Good luck to Harwood-Bellis, and when that happens, I'm sure it'll be a good move for him. And finally, a bit of update on Metinho and Kayky. Kayky. He's always going to be called that in my eyes. What a name. I think it's like Kayky or something like that. But Kayky, it will stay, and Kayky, it will be. Deal with it, man. Maybe that joke will get stale. Oh, God damn it. Have a Snickers Protein, ignore me. Anyway, Fluminese are apparently holding out for more than a 15 million package which is currently on the table. City have offered around 10 million for Kayky, 5 million for Metinho, with the deals made up of initial payments plus add-ons. Basically, City want the pair. They want the 17-year-old pair, but they feel like he might not be concluded before the transfer deadline. And Fluminese want a little bit more money. Now, apparently, according to reports as well, City will return with an improved offer in the coming days. And the players have been their futures apparently all lined up. It could be a League Two loan to Troyes for Metinho, and Kayky will sign for Manchester City, and who knows after that, maybe Academy. I don't think he'll get a work permit for Academy, so maybe he'll go on loan as well, but it could be that Metinho is more like a City football group kind of signing, and Kayky initially will be a Man City signing, then loaned out. Either way, I think it's fair to say that both will get loans if they come to City, and I think it's probably likely that we'll get both as well. Hopefully they are the real deal. Anyway, that's your roundup for today's news. Thank you so much once again to all the comments on the hashtag fanline, the Snickers Protein fanline. Don't forget, you've got one more day to get your questions in on the Snickers Protein transfer target fanline with me, so I'm sending those tweets to me. And don't forget to tune into Ball Street Show tomorrow. The details are in the link in the description. I'm looking forward to that. For now, though, thank you so much for all the videos. Go watch the 5 things, all the videos, all the comments and likes and all the usual stuff. And for 49,000, go watch the 5 things learned video from earlier today. Have a wonderful evening. In a bit.